looks like we're live once again. Good. Good. Right. Awesome. Hey guys, final day for fixing up my printer and that. Hopefully at this point we'll be able to do the final fixes, shift the things around I need to shift around, neaten up the cables, and we'll be done. So yeah, don't expect this one to be as intense as the last few. I know I can only do so many breathtaking things to this printer. And I'm sure my housemates would love to have their table back. Let's see. Okay. Well, first things first, I need to run this cable down here and along. Man, that is very loose. I'll have to run. Okay. Let's see. I'm not liking some of these cables running behind everything. It's just begging for trouble. Be better off having them come underneath this screw a bit. There we go. Okay. Okay. So, how have you been, Scout? Good? Behaved yourself? So I need to lower this down a little so I can get this past here. This to there. There we go. You can go under there. And now we can actually pull this zip tie tight finally. This goes all the way over here into the roll of cables. But not around that freaking. So the whole reason behind doing these cables is to be able to do them neatly. So, yeah. Even though it looks like a spider's nest exploded, this is meant to be an attempt to make it neat. Where are my small zip ties? Wow, this camera is really slow. So I'm gonna just try and speed it up a bit. Low experimental? No, we'll go with normal. Might take a few seconds. Okay, so we have a little bit of lag. Okay, good. Right. Oh, a couple of Allen keys. Those will be useful. I'll bunch them over there. That's fine. The main thing I want is everything to be neat and easy to manage. Like a conduit would look neater, but this guarantees that I'm able to I think I bought a pack of 100 zip ties, and I must be definitely halfway through the pack. Actually, the NDI camera seems to be acting up a little, so I'm just going to change it back to this. And yep, and the grey shirt today. Not the most flattering colour on me, but screw it. Okay. Now, one of the things I could do here is shorten the cables to make them easier to manage. But I think it's not a good idea, because you never know how much bigger I'm going to make this, and honestly, rather than remake cables, I might as well just cable manage them elsewhere. Like that's going to reach over there quite nicely, and over here. Yeah, that's actually a fair range of motion, actually. And down is not going to be an issue. So yeah, about here is about what I want. So we'll do one more thing here. And the thing is, zip ties are cheap. Like, $3 for a pack of 100, you know? And actually, in the future, I might 3D print a bunch of resealable clip ones. You know, if I'm really concerned about wasting money. I know it sounds silly, but... and there we go. Honestly, it looks like muscle fiber. Hey, Tony, don't you think that looks a bit like muscle fiber?
A little. It's not tightly wound enough.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, sorry, I buried your...
Yes, you buried my mod.
Ah, dear. But still, that is much nicer. We do have the problem of I still have a lot of cable I'll have to manage in here, but we'll be able to deal with that. Oh dear. Ah, I forgot to bring my thermal pad stuff out. Oh well, I'll do that a bit later as well. But let's... Might worry him a little that he can recognize him from his voice. Probably not, he'd be flattered. Okay. Now, the main problem I have is some of these cables I put heat shrink on. For good reason, I wanted them to be stiffer. But one of the main things I want to do is pull the cables through in a certain way to make sure they stay flat. Actually, I might remove this one, push it down, and have it router. See, I made it so this board has a bit of room behind it. Bring that back up. Bring that round. And boom. Now this cable, I don't care if there's too much of this out, because as far as I'm concerned, this should never get caught. And if it does, I want there to be enough length, so it takes a while to be pulled tight. Wait, isn't that the one I just put behind everything? Damn it. I have to be careful with some of these, because the other thing is these cables don't take to re-sleeving particularly well. You can bend the teeth on the plugs when you pick the when you depin the heads and all that, and that always makes for a lot of trouble. Scout says hi, Mr. White.
Hey, Scout.
Yeah, that'll fit in there with a bit of force and leave enough room for airflow around there. Cool. Now I need to make a double adapter for that. That's fine. I can also pull these a bit tight if I had to. What about this? This? Yep, that's as tight as I can make it. In fact, I'll loop this around and shove you in there to make you all nice. There. You guys. Ben's not there, but Kevin's here. But he's not speaking much because he just woke up.
Actually, it's more the fact that I'm, well, doing some reading on my laptop.
Mr. I read all the time. Wait, that is you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with that?
Oh, I don't know. Do I want a linen closet again?
No.
I could turn it into a server closet. You're ruining my dreams, man.
Oh, come on. We already gave you the middle room.
You didn't give me the middle room. I had to take it by force. Used to be the guest hovel. What are you reading, though?
Oh, Packed Worlds. That's a Starfinder
Oh, yeah.
expansion.
So, what was it for? Like overpopulated worlds or worlds with pack-like culture? Or
No, Packed.
Oh, okay, as in PACT?
Yeah.
For warlocks?
No, it's the main political organization of the Galarian system is the Packed Worlds.
Okay.
And plus a few outside Galarian, out of Galarian as well.
I really wish I could be in that Starfinder game. No, I could ask Ron, but 7 people is a bit
Might
much.
be a bit much, yeah.
Oh yeah, you read the Kingdom Hearts manga, have you? What's it like? How does it differ from the game, Scout? Oh god. I do apologize, you guys are going to be stuck with bits of zip ties for ages. Even if I pick up every single one, you'll find one. Just embrace it, it's new glitter. Yeah, just realized, Scout, when you move to Australia, you're gonna have to put up with all this sort of stuff. You know, all the things my housemates complain about concerning me. Yeah, that's gonna be your reality. To be fair, your computer will never be broken for more than a day. I don't think.
Tell that to Ben.
Hey, he chose to fix it himself.
True.
And less than a day, he had a working computer again.
True. Pardon me.
Trying to do this. Defamate my name. Defamate? Scout assures me that it's fine. That she'll be fine with all that. It's like, really? Really? She's met me, right? This is all... Sorry, this is self-defecating. Desiccating, whatever.
Deprecating.
Deprecating, that's it. Self-deprecating humor. It's the whole, you know, who the heck could find someone like me attractive? Like, really? But hey, whatever floats your boat. Or your gummy ship. Man, I used to spend hours working on the gummy ships in Kingdom Hearts. There we go. The rest of them I'll just zip tie normally. The cable comb is more for leading up to here to make sure there's no strain. Oh, what you giggling about, Scout? Me being silly? One. Actually, I'll be able to push them there. That's a good place for them to be, actually. Oh, in fact, I still have... Yeah, I do. Good. Still got one of these cable clips around. It won't work there. Damn. Do I still have one of the twisted ones, though? Oh, what else? I just push this clip on here. Come on, baby. Oh, don't make me beg. Just tell me you're beautiful and it will be good. Fine. Oh yeah, that's right. Gummy phones were a thing in Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh dear. There we go. Oh, that's actually really nice. That actually fits really well. And we'll just... add another zip tie. Yeah. To make that nice and bunched up. Awesome. And I have a cable clamp here, which I can use to push. Ah, there we go. Now for the part that I'm actually kind of worried about. Because if I can't fit this, this is going to cause trouble. Actually, we'll just push this to one side for now. I don't need to have that attached. And okay, seriously. So all I'm trying to attach is this thing, which is the limit switch, one of the last pieces. Where is it? Oh, there it is. See, what it does is, when the bed's moving, it'll hit against this and click. But that's on the proviso that the bed actually hits it. If the bed doesn't hit it, then the printer doesn't know when the bed should stop. So I need to make sure this actually goes in and can be actually activated by the print bed itself. So what I usually do is I push it forwards a bit. Nope, that's no good. You don't hear any click, do you?
No clicking.
Nope, that's not good. Because the limit switch should click. Now, there are several ways I could fix this, but not this late at night. One of the ways is glue a bit of extra plastic to the bottom of the bed, so it will activate it. Now, given that the bed literally glides over this, a little bit of plastic might just be enough, and I can cut that off at 3D print. Given that I need to lift the bed up anyway, that should be fine. So, might go with that. Either that or somehow try and make a higher mount for this thing to attach to, so it's a little higher up. But again, how I'm going to do that this late at night, I do not have the parts. Except for I do. Kevin, do you see a little piece? It's kind of as flat as this, but it's like a T shape.
Ooh. Not really, no.
The test piece for another. There it is. Okay. See, the limit switch has very tiny holes. Okay. That's fine. I mean, worst case, I can break out the hot glue gun and hot glue the switch in place. But this certainly would be high enough. In fact, it's almost too high. That's good. Too high I can work with. But you see, what I'm going to do is try and modify this piece. Now, I am not using... I'm not going to take apart this limit switch yet. I have another limit switch that I've had to take off. The Z probe replaces it. So I just need to find that. Oh, this is definitely a piece I need to add back on. Oh, there it is. Here we are. This used to be my Z switch. So, the way I see it, I'll use this as my test piece while I'm working. Because in my little toolbox, I have an acupuncture needle. An acupuncture needle is very, very thin. The screws for this limit switch are very, very thin. See what I'm getting at? So, if I can heat up that needle and poke it through the plastic, that should theoretically work. Ow, ow, ow. This is very tight on there. How the heck did I get that thing on there? Jeez. There, we'll use my colorful box. Okay. Good. Okay, now the other thing I'm going to do is tell sweet little lies. I mean, unscrew one of these screws on the limit switch because I know roughly how much higher it needs to be. I don't want to make it too high because then I'll just overshoot. I don't want to make it too low because then we'll just end up in the same situation we're in right now. So, boom. Okay. And that goes there, and that goes there. Actually, we'll do the next one along. See, I can now see, compared to this piece, how high I need it to be. I reckon just above this hole would be enough, actually. My idea is to poke a hole and screw in one screw, then use the acupuncture needle through the other hole to mark where the other hole needs to be. So, yeah, out there should be good. And if not, well, all I've done is just melted some holes in plastic. You know, I've not melted the actual limit switch I plan on using or anything. It's all good. That said, how thin is my soldering iron tip on this pocket soldering iron, actually? It's thin, but it becomes a thick cone rather rapidly. Nah, we'll stick with the acupuncture needle for now. Although that's got to be a small pain in its own right. See, the acupuncture needle is thin, so it's going to heat up really, really quick. So I need to actually hold it with something else. And not poke my hand. You'd think that'd be a bad thing. Okay. Now I have a hole cut out in the end of my tweezers, the lid. So I can slide down and hopefully use to tighten, and there we go. There's my little needle tool. So I have now a nice big body of a tweezer to hold. And this, and the idea is that when it's heated up, I just poke it. Oh, never mind. The plastic cap just split. So there's no longer any tension on the needle, so I'll have to just kind of do it this way. That's fine as well. Frick, did I leave my lighter in the other room? I must have done. I was working on cables in there. Frick. Be right back, guys. Techie is slowly losing his mind. Yes, Kevin, I did have it to begin with.
Didn't say anything.
You were going to. Actually, I took it as a chance to grab a few other things I needed. Including heat, paper, my scissors, that, and these. These are breadboard wires. And Scout giggled, apparently. Must be at your wit.
I said nothing.
The fact is that I assume you were going to say something.
What? In front of all your friends? No.
Of course you would. It's the Australian way.
I'm not Australian.
You're Aussie by association.
Does that mean damned by association?
You're going to be buggered up by association. Just realised. Oh, that's where my little magnets went. Okay. That we have these things called adjustable spanners.
Yes, they're occasionally used.
Yeah, not these ones. These are really cheap ones. Really cheap.
So I see.
Yeah. But hopefully, if I can make it grip a wire, that means when the wire gets hot, my fingers don't get burnt. Okay, and let's see if this will poke a hole in our plastic, and yes, it will. It started the hole. Good. Hey, when a fire turns green, what does that mean?
Probably has. It means you're burning copper.
These wires must be coated in a bit of copper then.
Well, they're copper wires.
Possibly. No, wire got weak. That's warm. Not too hot. Let's try and No. Can't poke through to the other side, damn.
Look all through to the other side.
Hey now, she's out of the Monsters Inc. world. Thought it was copper that burned green.
Yep.
Cobalt blue burns blue?
Cobalt's blue.
Yeah.
Iron tends to be red.
And what makes purple?
Purple, iodine.
Yeah, that's right. And what is aluminum?
Aluminum tends to burn a bright white.
That's right, yeah.
You also don't want to burn it because once you ignite it in an oxygen atmosphere, it won't go out.
Well, yes. That's why thermite's so dangerous. Yes, so awesome. Oh. I'm getting a bit of white here. Oh, yep, now I have it glowing red. Oh, actually, it's... Can I get room? There we go. We poked through. Twist, twist, twist. And now it's stuck.
For Christmas.
Come on. Come on. Don't prove my brilliant idea wrong. And they're not proving it wrong, they just showed a way it fails. There we go. We now have a hole through it, or at least the start of a hole through it. The acupuncture needle is now a bit too thin for this, which is fine. Now, might be a bit hard to see, but there's that tiny hole there. Now the screw is clearly too big for this hole, but that's fine. It's a start. Means I can do things like hook up this soldering iron and use it to carefully expand the holes rather than trying to use the soldering iron to poke through said holes. So you see, I only have to expand one side and then I switch sides to expand the other side. Yeah, I know. Break through to the other side was one of the songs they used for the trailer for Monsters Inc. Because of the whole door thing.
Not to mention it's a good piece.
Well, yes, yes it is. And wow, this heated up very quickly. There we go. Cool. Tiny soldering iron earning its place. I'm not a big fan of the whole shake thing, but screw it, it works. Smell that? That is burning PLA.
Thankfully, no.
Really? You don't get that burnt popcorn smell?
No, I must be far enough away.
Yeah.
Besides which, you know my sense of smell isn't all that good.
Yeah, that's right. Mine's better. Now, need to make this side a little bit bigger. There we go. Really does not take it long. Too big and you'll get too much play in it too. Little and the screw doesn't make it in. Ah, there we go. Oh, it's disturbing to smell something sweet coming off the soldering iron. Okay. Okay, there. We have just enough to lock this limit switch in place. And hopefully, I'll push this down here, and we'll slide this back. And if I hear a click, that means we're successful. Hear that, Kev?
That I can hear, yes.
Yep, that is the limit switch being depressed. Awesome. Just that said, how much there was it? Honestly, could do with probably making it a little bit higher, but we'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Actually, there we go. Hey, Nighthawk, or Kyle, or Jetstream's boyfriend, or Jetstream's next victim, whatever you want to be called. And Scout, when are you not in the mood to play Kingdom Hearts? I mean, it's a good game series. I just question the idea that there is a time where you don't want to play it. Yeah, that's nice and hot, and let's... There we go, and now I can push this switch out of the way. I can see the nice little hole I made. Now, I think where I went wrong is I did not make this hot enough. Or rather, I didn't make enough length of it hot enough. I want the tip red, but I want the rest of the body to also be quite warm, so it pokes in and out real nicely. There we go. Poked in and out. Nice. So, new victim. Sorry, Jetstream's new victim. How did Seven Seas go? Pirate thing. That pirate gang. Frick, I forget what it's called. Sea of Thieves, that's it. How did that go? Did you have a good time with Jetstream? I was going to catch you in the morning, but I was busy with my own thing. I had to repair some computers. There we go. In fact, honestly, I'm not tempted to do a quick hole on the top and hole in the back. There we go. Well, technically I don't need the third hole, but if I don't put it in, you know that I'll need it. We all know this. It's bastard's law. Yeah, 1 minute. Good, I'm saying goodbye to one of the last acrylic pieces on this printer. It's kind of surreal, really. I mean, all that's left is this display, and when I upgrade to a new TFT display down the road, I'm gonna say goodbye to that acrylic as well. So weird. Kingdom Hearts games? There's only 3. Not including the side games.
I'm not sure about 7.
Let's see. There's Chain of Memories. There's 365 Days /2. There's the final mixes, but those technically count as just more up-to-date versions of the whatever game. So, 1.8 is obviously version Kingdom Hearts 1 version 8. So, that confuses a few people, honestly, including me. Like, I assume, like, Final Mix and all that was, like, that. It's just basically the base game with a lot of things added later on. There's Dream Drop Distance. I think there's a Kingdom Hearts game on mobile. Yeah, in fact there is. I had it on my mobile for a bit and I forgot about it. Yeah, there's actually not that many really. You'd think there is, but yeah. Yeah. Well, from what I understand, things like 2.8 and that do actually add a bit. So, they might be just useful to get in general. Also, I love this WoW stick. It is my WoW stick. It is great. Well, you can imagine how long this type of work could take if I had to unscrew things normally. Can't believe it took me this long to get myself a good quality pocket electric screwdriver. Now that's spinning, so we'll just do that, and like technically if it had a higher RPM I could use it for engraving, but it doesn't, which I'm kind of thankful for, honestly. If this could accidentally be set to engraving speed, we can imagine how badly that could end. Okay, now I need to snip some of this hot glue out of the way. Other ways I want to actually fasten things down on this. Would help if I also use the snips the right way. And bugger. Remove the hot glue so I could try and like use these holes to zip tie the cable down.
Oh, yeah.
Broke off.
No, of course it did.
So thankfully got the tiny soldering iron right here. And the heat shrink that's... I've got my box of heat shrink.
Oh, isn't that it over there?
No, those are screws.
Oh.
Screws I didn't turn out I didn't need. Yeah, it's just in the middle room. I'll grab it in a bit. Let's first unveil this mess that I obviously made a while back. Go figure, it has to be the first cable I cable sleeved. Can't be one of the last ones. No, 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 no. Union X, that's right. And oh dear. Wait, seriously? Went through my battery so quickly. I have 8 minutes left on my battery. Do you mind if I...
It's actually sort of using it at the moment.
Yeah, but you could probably run on battery for a bit.
Probably
Really.
can.
If you can't, I'll go fetch my charger. But I had to toss it. Great turn, mate. Okay, you over there. I'm currently getting error messages going 1 hour. 8 minutes left. There. I said if you need me to go get mine later, I will get mine.
Well, hopefully yours will recharge before I need to
True.
plug mine back in.
Yeah. Should have lasted a good hour. Wait. Oh,
It has.
yeah. Okay. Yes, Sarky sod. That just... Of course. 1, 2. There we go. Okay. Wires off. Pulling this back. Grabbing a zip tie to quickly just zip tie this down so I don't accidentally burn it while I'm soldering. There we go. Good. Good, 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 good. Good. Now I need to attempt to solder, do something yay big. Sorry, I'm gonna check my NDI camera, so I do apologize to people for this. Okay. God damn it. Of course, that's what's causing it. There. Hey. Wait, I hit that, did I? Yes, I did. You're streaming again. Why are you not being picked up? There we go. Much better. Now I know why that was happening. Okay. So yeah, having to solder something like this size, so really freaking small, 2 wires. This is not fun. I'll tell you this much, it's not fun to try and do this. And I have to do it in this space. As you know, if I need to grab my heat shrink anyway, I'll grab my helping hands while I'm at it. In fact, why don't I just move my entire workshop down here? It'd just be easier. You guys can have the mill room for board games and that. Cool, 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 cool. Right. Okay. And I'm back as well. And he's Kevin. Got my solder, my heat shrink. Right. First things first, I want to try and use the smallest possible size for heat shrink. Will it go over the legs? Yes, it can be made to go over. That's good. You just slept. How can you be so tired?
Not tired, I'm just yawning.
Which usually implies you're tired. There we go. The other heat shrink I'm going to need is one that can go over the cable as well. Okay. Now, the thing I'm using here are called helping hands, or whatever your local store wants to call them. There's no real right name. They're horrible, horrible, evil things, and there's much better ones out there. Just I can't get them yet because I would have to order from China, which apparently we're not allowed to at the moment because of this virus thing. Can you please? Gently flicking the finger. There we go. Good. We're getting somewhere. Good. Is it melting off? Yes, it is. Good, good, good. There's actually something in that blob of solder. Like something solid. Where's a pokey thing? I need a pokey thing. Ah, there's a pokey thing. Yep. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is some fresh solder. Good. Fresh solder on the tips of these. Just some. Come on, pokey stick. Get this bad bit. Okay, whatever. Right, now, where are my tweezers? There we go. So apparently the best set of tweezers for electronics work is beautician tweezers. They're a bit stronger than a lot of tweezers you get in hardware stores. Nah, that feels very loose. No, the wire is a bit... Ow, that was hot. One main trick with soldering I found is, well, obviously don't breathe in the solder. But the best way I found to avoid that is breathe in, apply the solder, as the smoke comes up, just exhale gently. It just keeps it away from your face. You also don't want to heat up something much longer than a minute each time, so I find holding your breath does help on that front. Now I'm going to try and get rid of this gunky bit on this leg. Worst case, I have to go to the electronics store tomorrow and pick up a bigger switch or something. Now, any micro switch will do. I mean, heck, you could use push buttons if you really had to. And I pressed the wrong thing. Was meant to unclip the wires, ended up unclipping the switch.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Oh,
No,
still streaming?
yep.
Alright.
Managed to break a switch.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, I mean, look at how fine a job I'm having to do to read
Do the
it.
whole thing or like the $500 console? Because these are different concerns.
This is true.
Well, one of them I can live without. The other is my 3D printer.
That's not even mildly funny because unfortunately there's also an element of truth in it.
Well, that's what makes it funny.
No, it makes it sad.
See what I have to live with, guys? Okay, and just quickly heat shrink that on. Good. Good, that should be fine. Now, let it go. Now, yeah, come on. There we go. Good. Good, good, goody, good. Good, good. Right, we push this down so it extends as far over those bits as possible. try to really wrench any extra length down there because it'll just help strengthen this end. Really? I thought freaking Autocon Live was here. Freaking what's his name? Kyle. Okay. You know, honestly, if I did live alone in this house, I would be tempted to turn this back room into a workroom. I mean, small kitchen and everything else. But no, you have to socialize and shit. Well, the worst part is, I could say something like, why can't you be into sports like other guys? But no, they are into sports.
Just not standard sports.
Say American football is not standard.
No, I'll accept that one. Well, actually, here, no, not really.
Yeah, actually, yeah. You do raise a good point there. Yeah, Kevin's big into his American football. Tony,
Doesn't seem to like any sport.
yeah. Mr. White, sorry. I kind of hate the fact that he prefers to be called by his last name online. It's really jarring. Because you don't mind your first name online.
No.
Ben doesn't care. Because it's like, yes.
I prefer if you mention my last name.
Oh, no. Last name is... That's why it's so hard, because it's like, I'm trying not to mention your last name, and then I have someone who insists on being called by their last name. And Ben, well, Ben's a strange creature who basically sits there and goes, no, bring it. If you can find me, then do it. And I will reward you. But not in that so creepy tone. He'll just say it quite plain and simple, which actually makes it a bit scarier. Actually, now that I have this thing set up like this, maybe I should look into making a filament guide as well. Filament guides are actually remarkably simple to make. Like, seriously, all it is a micro switch inside a pipe. And when the filament runs out, the switch releases. It's really that simple. Took us years and years to develop that. And then some guy just went, why don't we do this? And we went, you bastard. Well, actually, probably not, but you get my diff. So, another acrylic piece gone. And it really held out for a long time. You were the chosen one. Okay. Really cold out there?
Yes. Not usually. So that triggers the bell hat.
Well, yes, because your body is trying to heat up. Nah, don't like that. That don't work. Yeah. Found out, Doom Patrol, I think it is, that DC show.
Yeah.
Apparently it's going to be on HBO in the States, and apparently the only service that's getting HBO shows over here is Foxtel.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk to a friend and find out, how hard it is for me to set up a US proxy.
Fair enough.
Because, if we have to watch Doom Patrol through somehow, much rather do it through a frickin' proxy.
Well, it's currently available on Netflix.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
Okay. I'll have to double check because I honestly didn't think to check there, but that's right. We are getting some of the DC shows on Netflix instead.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we can still watch the second season of Titans. No, I haven't yet.
Yeah. Well, apparently we go ahead of the US. Okay, there we go. Come on. Get in the hole. Don't you hate it when you just can't get it in there? I'm sure you've had that experience once. Supergirl? Yeah, I believe we get Supergirl on Netflix over here. There we go. Yeah, that just works, actually. Using the end of the thing, but that gives us a bit of rigidity there. So, what do you think, Kev? Works?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's
Depends on what you need to do with it.
Does it look secure?
Secure, yes.
Sane? No. But I can live with that. Heaven knows I have done.
Come on, you're building an arcane machine.
It's not arcane. It's arcade. No, wait, wrong project. Ooh, the arcane arcade. Now that sounds more like a marketplace. Okay, this one. What the? Why is that even loose? Oh, is this one of those cases where you're you're a 12 mil screw going to a 10 mil hole?
Could be.
No, it's annoying because it means that they stick out that little bit further. Let's see. But of course the difference between them is so minuscule. Yeah, it looks like it might be the case. Yeah, that looks like a 10 mil one. Yeah. So annoying. I really need to get into the DC shows. I need to get into a lot of shows, actually, if I have to be honest. Like, there's some that, Pupa, Spider-Girl, she, her online handle is Spider-Girl. She's a fan of and keeps gushing about, and it's like, well, She didn't steer me wrong with The Good Place. Which again, fantastic show if you like your philosophy in that. Okay. There we go. And that's about that far off. Good. Okay, and yep, guys. You get a nice click. Nice click is good click. That means all my limit switches are in. I wonder, do I have any more of those parts? I'm looking for... Ah, there we go. Ugh, you're a bit deformed. Oh, you're a bit better. Ugh. And you there. Come on, get in there. There we go. Couldn't take all of it in its mouth. There we go. Managed to fit it in. Okay. What is it sitting on? What arcane thing did it... What happened? Why is it rocking? Okay, that all feels...
Yeah, there was a wire underneath it. You swept it aside.
Yeah. I've also swept a few screws aside. There we go. Good. That needs to go there. And this needs to get into this hole. Come on, baby. You can do it. Tell me you're beautiful. There we go. I thread that through. Pull this back here a bit. Use this as kind of a way of helping cable manage. Okay, there's also one more cable I need to do, but it's more of a, you know, I can do it in my own time if I really have to. Let's see. Yeah, I'm at 41% battery now. So that's good. So the next part...
I'm at 81, so...
Yeah. We're fine. Let's see, will this fit in? No, it won't. Why won't you fit in? What are you hitting up against that makes you... Ah, those bits. Okay, well then. Oh, just realized the camera's not even focusing on the area I'm working on. Damn. Now, thankfully copper will work hardens, so should be able to move it. But you see, I don't want this thing overheating. So I don't want the main processor. So I'm just nibbling off bits of this heatsink to make it so they'll fit. There we go. Thankfully, copper is relatively soft. Not the softest metal, I don't think. Gold is certainly softer. Theoretically, mercury is a lot softer. But I'm not about to have mercury anywhere near me. Unless it's the Sailor Scout. It's amazing how often we talk about Sailor Moon in this household. I mean, have any of us actually watched the entire series?
Tony?
Really? Huh. There we go. You see, it's now trimmed down. It does have some jaggy edges, but we're just going to see if this now fits. Looks like it should. Yeah, it should. Okay, good. Now, some of you might ask, how are we going to stick it on there? Well, the answer is this stuff. It's thermal paper. It's not cheap, but it is useful. Basically what you do is you cut out a square. Now, in this case, I'm going to cut out a little bit more than I need. That way it wraps over the edges of this thing. Probably about. Actually, even if it's... Yeah, I actually don't think it's really that expensive, actually. I think it's like $5 for a couple of strips. Awesome. Overshot by the amount I wanted to overshoot by. But the idea of this stuff is it thermal conducts. So it sends heat from the processor to the heatsink. And in this case, the heatsink is pure copper. So it should thermal conduct really well. Because obviously you're dealing with something that controls a lot of power and has to deal with a lot of heat. You don't want it dying. So you peel it off, you apply it to your surface, squeeze it on as hard as you can. I like just adding a bit of pressure, because you don't want it to come undone. The last one I applied on here came off within a couple of days, and I think that's mainly because I just didn't apply it well. Okay. Unpeel the other side. Now I'm just wrapping over the edges a bit to make sure that all the exposed copper doesn't touch anything else, because I want it thermal to conduct, not electrically conduct. Which makes me wish we could make heat sinks out of something like ceramic. Ceramic heat sinks conduct heat way better, but are not electrically conductive. You see, the idea is I can push it in here and not worry about it pressing against anything else. It's more of an important safety step in my mind. It's not necessary, but it helps. Oh, plug came loose. So yeah, I need to split off the 12-volt thing a little bit more, because, well, I have one more thing that basically the last touch is this fan, and it runs off 12 volts as well. So when the fan go on there, I want it to blow through and all that. Yeah. This was a lot of work so far, and it's not even done. That's the weird thing. It's not even freaking done. I still have to code the firmware, and then do test prints and recalibrate. Oh, I have to raise the bed up a bit as well, which I'm hoping doesn't affect this switch, but I also need to check that this switch works. That's the other thing. So let's get this as the main view. In fact, can we go up, back a bit? Nope, 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 nope. There. I forgot I could simply unplug the soldering iron. Okay, here's the power supply brick, which is way beefier than any power supply really needs to be. In fact, I actually have to spare one of these, and I kind of wish I could turn it into a computer power supply with a Pico board or something, because it's, yeah. Hey Google, 12 times 25.
12 by 25 is 300.
Yeah, it's a 300 watt power supply, but it doesn't require a fan or anything. It's all just solid heatsink. Anyway, boom. Can't believe me? It's alive. Okay, well, first things first, I need to test this thing, the fan. Nope, doesn't look like that. Of course. Of course, of course, of course. Where's my, there they are. Right, you, come here. Here, please. Please here. Thank you. away. Actually, I should just do this. There we go. I'm sure you can hear that, Kevin.
Oh yeah.
That's the blower fan, and it's going past the heat sink the hot end quite nicely. That's for cooling the parts after they're printed. Not sure if you guys on stream can hear it because my microphone's nowhere near it. But it is PWM controlled. And apparently I have a second fan on this. Weird. Alright, motion. Let's home Y. Y got homed. Nice. Now let's move Y. Yep. Okay. Basically, the main problem is, and I'm not sure how easy it is to tell, but the nozzle is about here on the bed. Okay? So about here. And this is the furthest forward it can be. Needs to be back here. The other problem is it moved 200. Let's see. Let's bring it back to 0 and see how much. And it's off the bed by about the same amount. This way. So much for extending. So basically I need to move my y-axis forward a bit. Now thankfully it's not that hard. It's going to be annoying, but it's not hard. Basically I just have to loosen up all the screws and that around it and pull it forwards. It's going to be a pain. But once it's done, it's done. In fact, what I can also do is modify that end stop so I can gain about 20 millimeters and have it so that the print head starts off the printer, which is not ideal, but could be worse. I also need to try and fix this tensioner. Being Well, anyway. Well, we're on to a good sign.
Ooh,
Well,
yeah.
now the only problem is you're gonna hear it crash.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a pretty solid thump.
yeah. So I need to remove a. Now, to be fair, my end stop switch is about 20 millimeters closer than it should be.
Well, there you go.
So basically, I just have to snip a bit and.
Yeah, you need to dial that in, because otherwise
Yeah.
you're going to get a lot of jarring at the end.
Yeah. That's only if I print in those extremes, though, and I rarely do.
Yeah.
But it's still better safe than sorry. I know. But I mean, see how smooth that movement was.
Oh yeah, that was a nice smooth movement. Any chance of getting like a shock absorber on this? Ooh,
Yeah. Truck
Yeah.
absorber.
some sort of shock absorber, just a little bit something to smooth that out.
Well,
Because it still measures its position, so it won't do any printing until it's in position.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I still need to raise the bed up a bit,
Oh, okay.
so it's gonna go over the top of this anyway.
No.
But the fact is, the nozzle is right here at 0,
Yeah.
and at we'll just go 190. Well, you know, another 10 millimeter back. It's about 20 millimeter in on here.
Alright.
So I need to move my y-axis that way a little bit anyway.
No, that works.
So, yeah.
Oh, well, it's all about the final adjustments now.
Oh, hi, Mr. White. Scout.
Hello, Scout.
Still remember the day that I actually met Mr. White. Well, officially met him. See, I knew about him from the Gamers Guild, where we all play tabletop games. In fact, that's basically where we all met. Well, yeah, actually. But, no, I was going to a thrift store and he was doing some volunteer work there. And, well, he's a big, dark-skinned guy. Quite misleading with the name Mr. White, but... And he's like, hey, aren't you from the guild? And I'm just like, okay, why is the 7-foot-tall Maori talking to me? I mean, I only went to that thrift store on a whim. It was actually near a art store I used to frequent a lot. And that art store actually has moved a lot closer, and that thrift store is now gone, but yeah. Time for a crusade, eh, Vanilla Angel? Well, kinda got here a bit late. I mean, I'm nearly done. I mean, yeah, I'm doing fine fixes, and then I'm finishing up cables and splitting out another 12-volt line so I can, you know, run my cooling fans. Can you not declare any crusades in my chat, please? Or, you know, new rule, if you do, you clean it up. Oh wait, isn't that what crusading is all about? Cleaning, cleansing. Other news, my new extruder has finally showed up. You know, just after I've done the big job here. Go frickin' fig. So, hip huzzah. Reading heresy? Of course I am. We always are. But it depends on who you ask as to what heresy is. Hey, Ben.
Hey.
What are you watching about, Scout? There we are, that's finally in. Man, I still have to try and construct and test the darn thing. I always try and test my extruders to make sure that they work. Actually, one thing I've always wanted to try and do is a tension style extruder. Sounds a bit weird, but I found some of my problems with 3D prints is sometimes not enough upwards pressure pushing down on the filament itself. Save the steppers. So yeah. This extruder is going to be a small nightmare to actually use, per se. But hey, that's what makes this interesting. Just putting all the bits back in the bag. Make sure I don't lose them. He went outside to talk to Mr. White. See, Mr. White vapes, but he doesn't like doing it indoors. Because, you know, he feels it's rude, and, well, we're all thankful that he thinks that. So often if you need to talk to Mr. White, you check outside first. And that said, the vaping is a lot better than his smoking. You know, it doesn't smell nearly as much of tobacco. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna find out. Why did that drop? I know, because it was careless. Oh, I see. It only went in. That's annoying. So it only goes in far enough to lock in place. Okay. Well, Angel, do I need to ban you for a few seconds? What's wrong with this other? No, I need to remember I have those ice creams in the freezer still. Yeah, whatever. It'll be fine. Just need to drop this stuff in there. Vanilla is being silly, okay? So don't worry. Anyway, I need to also... Damn, I lost a bit.
Well, it's a thought.
Come back next time.
Yes. But we don't have that one, Paul. like tomorrow.
I'll come on the line easy.
Yeah, but I might be able to look it over and tweak it a bit.
We'll continue to go.
Okay. I'm liking how this is looking. This is a much nicer design now. For starters, not a lot of weight on the top. I mean, that's going to change once the filament's on there. But, you know, I'm one of those people that actually is hopeful that my filament has weight. Did I accidentally used 2.5 instead of 3. The size is annoying because it goes 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5. So it's not even consistent. Nah, not quite. No. There we go. Let's see, might need to go over about 1 millimeter, but let's home X. About 1 millimeter, yeah. Just. And get that about there. And that means the nozzle is just on the edge of my bed. Nice. Which hopefully means when I go move axis, move X. And move X to, let's go to 90. Oh, that bump. This is the annoying thing about the fine tuning, and Ben would say hi, but he basically disappeared through faster than, well, speed of sound, I guess. So about 0.5 millimeter. Sorry, about 0.5 millimeter. That is irksome. See, the x-axis is actually the easiest one to calibrate. Technically, whoa, that's not good. Why did that happen? Oh, that's what making you leap up a little on that side. Okay. Might need to redesign that fan bit then. I've already had to do it once before, but... either way. Motion. Probably actually get it a bit closer, really. In fact, let's try that out. I mean, no power cooling fan is annoying, but I can print out a new power cooling fan over time if I have to. Come on, baby. In fact, it's almost time to go with that power cooling fan design I saw the other day, where the fan was actually behind the printer itself. Now let's disable steppers so I can move it out. Move this. Nope, has to move about half a centimeter. In. What the? Oh no. That shouldn't happen. Wait, is my lid loose? Oh, the lid was loose. Let's hope that was it. Yep. As I've mentioned before, the only real annoyance with this thing is... Oh, come on. Twist, you stupid T-nut. And it's just bumping. Okay, we might get another crash, but I hope not. Okay, we didn't. Move axis, move X, move it up. Okay, that's 100. 190. Then we switch over to millimeters. 97, 98, 99, 200. Yes! That's good. That means I have the full range of 200 over here. Which I should have. Although the nozzle is in over here a bit. Oh, right, because these rollers are actually meant to be the other way around. These ones are meant to be on the outside. The small single one is on the inside. So that's going to obviously impair its travel distance a little. Of that, and the carriage is quite big. But it does mean I can just go down to 0, and that is off the bed. Which, again, is fine. Because rarely you print in the extremities of your 3D printer. So that's good. Yeah. Actually, just a quick bed temp test. Heat up to 50 degrees. Just to make sure that it is actually going to heat up. And don't worry, it's 50 degrees Celsius. It's just going to feel warm. Yeah. Okay, we're hitting 27, 28. Oh, yep, now I'm feeling it. It's actually heating up rather nicely. I usually print around 60, but Find at 60 it's a bit hard to keep my hand on it. At 50 I can get my hand on it, it's just uncomfortable. Then again, you're talking to an Australian. We're used to the branding iron seatbelts. Oh, although this actually feels really good on my aching hand. I don't deal well with cold weather. This feels nice. Seems to be working. Good. Didn't actually intend to use this bed cable. It's actually a set of bed cables that I thought was potentially faulty. But the temperature reading was accurate. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Yeah, I am being careful. I mean, it's only 50 degrees. If it was 100, I wouldn't be bothering with that. Oh, man. Now, you have no idea of how bad my hands ache on cold days. This actually feels really nice. Anyway, that's enough of that. Oh, right. I detached the fan so I could get that extra distance in. Honestly, all I really need to do with this fan is actually just cut off this bit, really, and I can reattach it, I guess. Might leave it off for now so I can mess around with things and try and work out what I can do. But for now, guys, this is my complete 3D printer, for the most part. With its filament holder on top, and its nice new linear rails. So, other than those little fixes I have to do, this is basically done. Have to lift the bed up a bit, have to move the limit switch back a little, have to move the y-axis forward a bit. But once that's all done, it be done. Yeah. Blah blah, yeah boy. So anyway, I guess we'll wrap it up here because we've now been going on for 2 hours, and I did say this was meant to be a short one, and I don't want to be a liar. But sorry, really run down. This has been a long project. Didn't think the streaming would take this long, so anyway, I've been Techie, you've been fantastic, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.